The story of sleep begins with early humans. Our hunter-gatherer ancestors relied heavily on their internal body rhythms and external cues, such as the rising and setting of the sun, to determine when and how they slept. The sleep schedules of our early ancestors were also influenced by the weather, the search for food, and the presence of danger. In the early years of human history, sleep usually took place on the ground within caves. Our ancestors would rely on foliage or other soft materials for comfort. Despite our understanding of the sleep patterns of early humans, we know very little about their beliefs about sleep. Thousands of years would pass before there was any evidence of human sleep exploration. The ancient Egyptians were one of the earliest civilizations with documented views on sleep. Through hieroglyphics, we know that they valued sleep and believed that the soul was able to travel beyond the physical body during sleep. Sleep was viewed as a means of communication with the gods and the dead. Sleep was also a source of fear, as demons were able to frighten the living while they slept. The people of ancient Egypt were one of the first to sleep on raised beds. Their beds were made of wood, and the mattresses contained wool or straw. The legs of the beds were often carved to resemble those of animals, such as the paws of a lion. The headrests often displayed carvings of the gods. The ancient Greeks continued to believe that sleep served a divine purpose. However, during this time, academics were beginning to examine sleep in secular terms. The Greek philosopher Aristotle sought to understand sleep as a science. He stated that sleep is part of the digestive process. He also observed that sleep is not limited to humans, but exhibited by much of the animal kingdom. The ancient Romans viewed sleep in naturalistic terms. They valued early awakenings, and continuous daytime activity was commended. Overall, sleep was viewed negatively, and physicians would advise against sleeping too much. The Romans did, however, view their bedrooms as places of tranquility and as sanctuaries from the stresses of everyday life. In ancient India, sleep was believed to provide spiritual enlightenment and physical revitalization. The connection between sleep and health was described by Charaka, a prominent physician. He believed that both insufficient and excessive sleep are bad for health and longevity. He also stated that poor sleep and an unhealthy diet can lead to the development of disease. The people of ancient India also placed great value on the direction in which a person slept. Sleeping with the head pointed north was the worst position and could result in sleep deprivation and illness. Sleeping with the head pointed south was the best position and would bring about refreshing sleep, happiness, and longevity. Sleep was considered to be of great value in ancient China. Many early Chinese thinkers described sleep as a time of communication with the soul. In addition, conditions arising from sleep difficulties were well described, including those that we recognize today as insomnia and sleep apnea. The allure of sleep continued into the Middle Ages and the Renaissance period. Sleep was a very prominent subject in the writings and paintings of the period. Some would portray the resemblance of sleep to death, while others would emphasize the healing and calming powers of sleep. Among academics, there was increasing acceptance that the brain is the center of sensation and consciousness. All through human existence, there have been significant changes in sleep schedules and sleep patterns. The invention of the light bulb saw a dramatic change in the timing of sleep. People were able to do far more after sunset than in previous centuries, and this resulted in later bedtimes. Throughout history, many civilizations followed a sleep pattern quite unlike our own. Instead of one continuous sleep, people slept for approximately 4 hours.